All right, valve cover gasket. First thing I did is I disconnected both battery posts. Both are 10 millimeters. And then came over here, took off these brackets, these bracket bolts. These are also 10s. And then once you take that off, you can move this around. And then I came over here, took off these 4 bolts that lead to the spark plugs. And then once those were out, took them out, unclipped all 4 connections. Then I disconnected this connection as well. And then you're going to want to disconnect the connection here and here. After that, this pretty much moves freely. It's still connected back here on the harness, but you can also disconnect this one. It makes it move freely, like even more over. So when you're putting the gasket, the valve cover back on, you have more space to move, and these aren't going to catch on the inside and get all oily or anything. Moving the fuel lines here. This one has a little clip. You're going to have to be real gentle. You got to just pull it up. What I did is I used a small flathead screwdriver and kind of pried it up, and it came off way easier than pulling on it. Then you'll slide it back, unclip it, right? And then you'll need another little pry bar screwdriver to pull this other seal back, and then you could pull it off. But you're going to want to have a rag under there so no fuel gets all over the place. Now once you have these 2 lines off, you take this off. It's a 19 millimeter, I believe. I use an adjustable wrench. You can crank that off, and this one you just barely want to pull back just so you can get the actual deal out of there. And then you take off this 10, and there's a 10 back here that you're going to want to take off. And then once you got those off, you can pull that out and then move on to the next part, which the solenoid over here. You take off this bolt and this one. The clip's already off. You just slide that out. And once you got all that knocked out, you can start taking off the bolt right here, this one here, and then there's 4 over here in the middle I take off first. And then remove this air hose and the PCV valve air hose. And then you start working your way around. These are all 10 millimeters. There's several bolts all the way back around. Once you take all that off, all these bolts, there's also another one right here that holds it on. A little rag with a good size screwdriver, put it over the rag like that and put it up in there to pry it up. That'll prevent the screwdriver from contacting the metal and scratching. And then once you got that done, you could pull off the valve cover, remove the old gasket, put the new one on, put it back on, and then just do all the first steps in reverse. And then don't forget to add some RTV to where the head meets the timing chain area. It's right in here and right in the back. If you have the Felpro brand gasket, there is some markings where you want to put it at. And I use the Ultra Black because that was recommended, and it's oil resistant, so it works good for the seal here.